Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everyone is relaxing and doing well on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I personally have been doing a lot of meditating, which is something I guess I have not done enough of, but divine timing, it's a thing, right? Anyway, we're going to use Astro Matrix. Ooh, that's interesting. Devil. Wow. We're going to put that back in, and if it comes back out, then it was meant to be there. But the way I see it, everything means something and nothing. The devil energy, while I'm shuffling, we'll just talk about what that means, right? So the devil energy is self-limiting beliefs. It can mean addiction. It can mean codependency. It can mean all of those nasty, ugly words that get used in psychology, I guess, today. It is a psychological devil. It is not the real devil. It is things that hold us back, ultimately. It is it's funny because the cards I just put away, if you notice, said, I need to let you go. So when I pulled that card the other day, it was a message from your higher self. But today, the devil being the wrong way, and we haven't had the devil card actually at all in the readings in the last few days, so I don't know why that particular, well, it doesn't matter. It was turned over because it needed to be spoken about. So the limiting beliefs, and I need to let you go. It can mean letting go of your addictions. It can mean letting go of the codependency. It can mean letting go of the limiting beliefs. I was actually talking with a friend of mine today, and she revealed to me a plan that she had, and it was a good plan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with plans, but my answer was there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? Those limiting beliefs that we have, guys, are literally the pathway to your outcome, at least for today's message. They are being so married to the solution that you have figured out that you don't even see any other way, right? And then when something glitches that plan, it puts you in that fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? And you activate that root chakra, and you activate a very narrow field of vision. When that happens, it can be very crippling. When there's a hiccup in the plan, right? Things don't go the way you expect that they will. Now your plan for your goal, like the whole house of cards, comes crumbling down, right? And I am a big offender of that. Like, I just, I get an idea in my head of the direction I want to go in, or the Google Maps version of how I'm going to get to a particular place. And I forget that you can click on alternate routes, right? You come across a road that's blocked, and okay, well, you find an alternate way to get there. And in today's day and age, there's very likely another way to get to where you're going. There's so many streets and so forth that Google even has a hard time keeping up with all the paths, right? And anyway, I don't know how we ended up on Google Maps, but oh boy, yeah, it's been quite the day for me. So we're going to get a message that we need today. What message do we need today, in addition to that big message? Because that was a huge one, guys. I mean, that is a huge message, at least for me. Maybe I was just sharing my message with you, which, you know what, there's never anything wrong with the way things happen, because everything is perfect. And when we remember that, we don't get as self-conscious, we don't get as rattled, and it's a level of faith. You know, they say that you should have faith in God. With God, all things are possible. You know, we think it's this big extravagant thing, and you've heard me say this a lot, and it's not. It's usually something really simple. At any rate, let's see. What is a follow-up message? You know, now that we've been enlightened with this big limiting beliefs thing and being attached to outcomes and enjoying the journey and all those big extravagant sayings that we say between the devil card and let it go, what message do you have for us to follow up with that? These cards are being quiet today. Maybe that was the message. I don't know. I got a couple new decks. If these don't talk in a minute, maybe we'll just try the new decks. There we go. Queen of Cups in the reverse. I like the Queen of Cups. I adore the Queen of Cups. She is the mature energy that is pure divine feminine. It is pure love. It is absolutely in the receiving mode of energies, right? She's looking at the cup, and that's all she's looking at. She's not looking at anything else, just the love, right? And that's, we want to be her, but we can't be her all the time. There's 4 queens in this deck that embody the 4 separate facets of the Empress. And the Empress is where we want to get to. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of... Oh, Jesus, what's the other suit? Pentacles. Jeez. Sorry, guys. I laugh at myself all the time. Okay, so we embody each of these energies when they're needed, right? The trick is to balance all 4 of them. You know, we always talk about balancing light and dark, masculine, feminine, right, wrong, up, down, whatever. But we forget about the left and right sometimes, okay? There's actually 4 directions. There's 4 suits. There's thoughts, there's resources, there's love, and there's desire. And the Queen of Cups is the, I don't want to say wishy-washy, but she's the one that will just not really offer you any solutions. When you come to her, she just says, I love you, it'll be okay. And there's times that is not the way to be. Now is that time, right? There's a time and a place for everything, and today is not the place for the energy of only unconditional love, because I hesitate to say unconditional love without the word only, because everything should be coming from a place of unconditional love. At the base, at the heart of everything should be unconditional love. But when you're in your Queen of Cups energy, you're not looking at anything else. And now is the time to look beyond that. You know, use that as your baseline, but don't stay there. You know, that just use that as the base. And we're going to try to work up to the Empress, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all cycles, it's all steps, it's all stepping stones to get us to being that major arcana version of the 4 minor arcana cards that lead up to that, at least with the court cards. That's how I read the court cards anyway. 9 of Pentacles. You know what, that's a lot of cards, but I did see the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So we're going to put that back and pretend that we didn't see those, but they were there. So 9 of Pentacles is that balanced, having exactly what you need, resources, right? And that came in the reverse. So that might be the baseline of what we're dealing with today. You know, maybe your resources don't appear to be there when you need them. And it looks like your dreams are not going to come true, right, with the 10 of Cups. But if you saw, I put them back, right? Because that's just an illusion. Life is an illusion. because we're still in that devil energy of only one way to skin a cat. So we're going to ask the cards, and actually, you know what? We're going to look from a different perspective. I'm going to switch that deck around. We're going to see things from a different way. And you know what I'm going to do? We're going to multi-dimensionally switch these cards up. And when we use that Aquarian energy, that seeing things from all sides, all four sides, and not just up or down, reversed or upright, and we switch them left and right and not just up and down. Let's see what we get. I know, it's a weird reading today, but you know what? It's been a weird day, so why not? What's our next card out after we know that we have to actually kind of contain that pure divine feminine, everything's going to be okay and I have no answers for you energy? How funny is it that these cards came out left and right, guys? I mean, come on. You can't make this shit up. You can't. You cannot make this up. In the past, when I've gotten cards that fall this way, I tell everybody that it's up to you to decide which way you want to go with it. Your actions will dictate which way these go. Or your thoughts, really, not your actions. Knight of Cups is that romantic offer of pure love. And he rushes in without thinking, and he's just passionate, right? This is pure passion coming at you. It doesn't have to mean romantic love. It can just be passion about whatever it is that you're chasing, right? When it's this way, it is, you know what, I should probably go get my little cheat sheet, but I can't find it, so we're just going to go with it. When it's in the reverse, it's holding back that passion. It is maybe having the passion for something, but being blocked by fear, right? Because ultimately, fear is the opposite of love. It's not hatred, like some people think. And I can get into a whole discussion about that, and we can argue about it, and maybe hate is the opposite of love for you. But for me, in my journey, and I'm the one reading the cards, fear is what's the opposite of love. So if you're gonna come in with pure passion and pure love, you can do that. Or you can let fear halt you in your tracks. And somehow, I think the decision from Spirit is to balance those, and then we get justice. I mean, come on, guys, you cannot make this up. Seriously. Okay, she's balancing, clearly, right? Justice. This is karma. This is the karma card. Number 11, which I think is funny because I've been seeing 1111 like everywhere lately. But she is got her eyes closed. She almost looks like a bird. I believe that's supposed to be Cleopatra. And did you guys know, actually, that Cleopatra had to dress as a man in order to rule from the throne? It was when she first took the throne, I believe. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I feel like I heard this somewhere before. And maybe it wasn't Cleopatra, but either way, the story is going to not matter. The point being was she had to hide the fact that she was a woman because nobody would respect a female leader at the time. And her eyes are closed. Anyway, she's clearly wearing a costume. And that costume reminds me of the phoenix rising out of the ashes, right? And if you notice, oh my gosh, I have been telling this story. I just noticed this, you guys. I'm so sorry. I just got super excited because I've been telling this story all week. There's a feather on one side and a heart on the other. Those of you that know me well know that my the saying I use with a lot of people when I'm talking about my spirituality is, I don't want to come back to this planet. I want all my lessons learned, which I did not realize what I was inviting in with that statement. Because the challenges have been plenty. When you ask for something and you get it, you often don't even realize the magnitude at which you're receiving what it is you wished for. At any rate, I tell the story of when you die, and this is my belief, and it's not necessarily I believe it metaphorically, if you will. But I often tell people that when you die, God will weigh your heart. And if it weighs lighter than a feather, then you don't have to come back and learn any more lessons, because you haven't carried anything on your heart. You're not dying with regret, right? If you can die in peace, then you can die. It's when you die with regret or with lessons left unlearned, or with business that has not been finished, unfinished business, that your soul wants to come back and balance those scales. And if you notice in this card, it's not lighter. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's see. You know what? I'm a mathematical person. It is, oh my gosh, nope. Well, I don't know. It's not lighter. It's actually perfectly balanced, which makes sense because a feather doesn't weigh anything if you think about it. It doesn't weigh anything. If you know, the feathers, when they fall, if you drop a feather and a stone off of the top of a building, the feather doesn't weigh anything. It's the gravity from the stem of the feather really that pulls it down, right? That gives it that weight. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether it's lighter than a feather, exactly as a feather. It doesn't weigh hardly anything. The point being, there's nothing in that heart that is going to make it any heavier than that feather. And that's what we're all trying to do, right? Again, it came this way, which I think is interesting. Nope, yeah, because this guy was this way, wasn't he? Yeah, it was this. So if we look at these pictures this way, got the heart at the top, the feather at the bottom, and the cup of love is actually pointing towards the Justice card. And the horse is pointing away. So you've got north is your heart, south is your feather, left is the love, and right is the movement, action. Balance your action and your passion. You know, use the same amount of passion that you did to manifest the thing to actually take the action to walk towards it. If those are proportional, left and right, love and action, then your heart and your feather will be proportionally aligned, weighted. I don't know what the word is. I think you know where I'm going with it. At any rate, your heart will be the same weight as the feather, but you've got to balance action with thought, with passion, with love, with everything. Everything has to be in perfect balance, right? So, Page of Cups in reverse. Again, we went from the Queen of Cups, our mature energy. Now we're in our teenager energy of leaving that pure love portion in the reverse. So the Page of Cups, now that's two. We've got all cups here, guys. I just noticed that, all cups. All love. So this is, I still believe that this is approaching everything with love. But I think in the past, maybe the devil energy was too much love, right? What would too much love be? Well, that would be not letting people learn their own lessons. That would be rushing in and fixing things before you know what's needed. It's easy, guys. It's really, really easy if you have the resources with which to solve a problem for someone else. Yes is the easy answer. It's the no answer that's really hard. And if you think back to that poem, you know, I took the road less traveled and it has made all the difference. Our four-dimensional balance here, there's more answers than just yes or no. And I learned that today. And I think that allowed me to shake off that layer of limiting belief that things are just yes or no. It allowed me to delve deeper into from instead of, I know I'm not really making myself clear. I'm gonna try to bring this all together for you guys. Trust me, promise, just trust me. Hang on, it'll make sense. Where was I? Oh, yes and no. So if yes and no are left and right, what would up and down be? If yes and no are east and west, what would north and south be? Ask yourself that. I actually recommended to a friend of mine today that she make a decision tree when trying to solve the issue that she was facing that I'm trying to help her with. And I feel like this is much the same way, right? You have yes and you have a no. Those are two answers you can answer when somebody makes a request of you. And I don't care which way you say no. You could say I can't, you could say I won't, you could say I'm unable. If you watch my other channel, I have a whole video on that you can check out. But any way you look at it, it's a negative answer, right? Or a positive one. But what you don't remember to do is, are you going to be of service? How else can you be of service besides yes and no? What would the north and the south be of that? Yes and no. You know, you could go south, which if you play poker, going south on the poker table is get up and walk away. They literally call that going south. Or what would your true north be? What would the service be? We talked about true north on my other channel today too. It's funny how everything's kind of overlapping for me today. The true north would be, no, I can't do that, but what can I do? How can I help? I can't help you with your limiting beliefs. I can't help you the only way that you think I can, but I have other ways to help you. And I think that's what the Page of Cups is in the reverse, right? It's looking at it with love, with new eyes, in a different perspective. But keeping that love and sharing that love, you know, always coming from a place of love. Both of those cups are flipped upside down, but are they empty? Or are you filling up someone else's cup with the leftovers, right? That's the question. It's funny because I usually use my mermaid deck, and I did not use my mermaid deck today because the mermaids are the ones that I started with over a year ago with tarot. And I find it comical that we're going to end the reading on a mermaid card. The beauty of the mermaids, I think maybe the reason I love them so much is because when they carry a cup in the ocean, it's always full. They're literally surrounded by water to the point they don't need the cup to carry it, right? So this mermaid, being in reverse, her cup is not empty, nor is it full. It just is. Because it's contained within a world that is pure love. And maybe that's what we need to focus on, is that everybody around us, at the heart of their intention is pure love. That's what we came from. That's what we were designed as. Perfect creatures of pure love, because we were made in God's image, and that's what God is. Sometimes we forget to see that in other people. And when we can get into this energy of the mermaid, where we don't have to fill up our cup because it's just there, that pure love, and we can begin to see that in other people around us, then our compassion, our empathy, our everything gets so much easier, you know? Be the best version of yourself. See that in others the way God sees it in you, even if you can't see it within yourself. Be like that divine father or mother, because God is neither he or she. God is the perfect balance of all of it, right? Are you able to look at that other person and see their higher self the way God sees you in your higher self, even when you're not acting that way? When that other person is spewing venom at you and is being the lowest version possible of them, of themselves, are you able to reach down deep inside and see that higher version of them? And are you able to make a decision tree in your head very quickly on how you are going to help that person see that higher version of themselves? A lot of times people don't see that higher version because they've not been given the opportunity to show themselves. So it might just be shining a light on a path that they didn't think about yet. It's a complicated reading, guys, and it's a complicated... I didn't even really say it, I think, as clearly as I could have. But I think that's by design too, because I think it's meant for you to interpret. I think it's meant for you to take my words and make some sense of them. My words made sense to me today. I don't know that it will resonate with everybody, and it might be that you have to watch this 3 years down the line for it to make sense. But there's something in it for you, and hopefully it's made you look at things from a different perspective, and not just up and down, but left and right as well, because we live in a multi-dimensional universe, guys, and lots of shades of gray. Lots of shades of gray. It's not black and white in our world. So I'm going to leave the tarot portion of that reading there and let you guys kind of sit with that, simmer, you know, whichever. I like to say on this channel a lot, and I bought these yesterday as a gift to myself for being proud of myself. And beyond that, I don't need to explain it. I felt like I deserved a gift, and I got myself one. I always talk about rainbows and unicorns and how I'm more of a shadow work person. But that's not to say I don't enjoy rainbows and unicorns. You know, I would much prefer to have the rainbows and unicorns portion of my spirituality than always be doing shadow work. And I feel like today is the day for unicorns. So we are gonna pull some advice from the Majik of the unicorns. I had actually seen this deck several times and had avoided buying it for the sole reason of I didn't think I could channel messages of light. And with that, I mean, I've always felt myself more to be a shadow worker and to help people see their own light. But in doing that, I think I kind of wasn't honoring my own light. So I'm going to be a light worker today. And let's see if we can't get a light advice for all of this madness that is the reading today. Madness, that just reminds me of like the Alice in Wonderland, go down rabbit holes, right? She's too big, she's too small. And I think there was a part in that story where Alice stumbles upon a unicorn and says, you know, the unicorn says to her, or she says to the unicorn first, I think, I've heard of unicorns. I've heard they were fabulous monsters. And the unicorn says to her, I've heard of children, and I've heard they were fabulous monsters. And nope, I'm sorry, it was the unicorn said it first, and Alice said it back to the unicorn. And the point being, she didn't back down. She wasn't afraid. She didn't give in and give all the power to the unicorn. And at the end of this, that portion of the story, and I'm sure I butchered it, but you guys can go look it up. They agreed to honor each other and respect each other and work as a team. And I think that's what we need to do more of. There's a lot of people out there that we have turned into monsters in our head, and they've turned us into monsters. And we just need to respect and honor the fact that it is a fantasy that we've created in our head, and it's not reality. And once we meet those monsters head on, I think we'll see that they're not monsters at all. And we've got number 43, enlightenment. Look for the higher perspective and see the divine in everyone. I mean, you can't make this up, you guys. Come on, you can't make it up. That literally is the reading. Yeah, I would explain that card further, but I literally just spent however many minutes already explaining it. But let's look at the picture, shall we? There's a full-blown rainbow in there. It's predominantly purple, but I don't know what my dog is chewing on. Let me see, because it's probably something not good. Oh, it's just a tag. It's just a label. Okay, we're good. The last time she was chewing on something, it was my AirPod, so sorry, guys. So yeah, 43, enlightenment. They both have a star. I could stare at this card all day and find a million things in here. I actually kind of see like the zodiac wheel there is what I'm seeing. And then I see the chakras and the rainbows. But I also see it, if you notice, guys, it's not a perfect circle. It's a Fibonacci sequence, right? It's cycles. And those cycles, they keep coming back to us. And see, there's another one there too. There's another Fibonacci. The difference is when we get presented with those situations, guys, we come back at it with a little more knowledge and a little more knowledge and a little more knowledge. And that's how we gain our enlightenment, right? It's not one big full-blown, I woke up one day and I suddenly know all the answers to the universe. It's baby steps and stepping stones. It's not, you can't jump to the top of the mountain. You can't. You have to take it step by step. And you have to enjoy the journey, and you have to take that knowledge with you. But we're going to see what Miss Diana Cooper has to say about it. Just because I got a little distracted, and we're going to get back on track here. Because my silly dog scared me with the AirPod that one time. Okay, 43 Enlightenment. Receiving this card draws your attention to the eagle. I did not see an eagle in there, guys. Did you? I see a unicorn. I see a little girl. I do not see an eagle. It doesn't, yep, 43 Enlightenment. I digress. Receiving this card draws your attention to the eagle. It prompts you to soar high like an eagle, see everything from the highest perspective, and be ready to take action in a moment. It also reminds you to be like a master and take full responsibility for your life and everything you attract into it. Remember I told you be careful what you wish for? Your unicorn guidance is to rise above any challenges or difficult situations, so rise high, move beyond the mental and emotional and into the spiritual. Respond to everything according to the spiritual laws of the universe. How can I be of service? Those are my words, not hers, sorry. The card of enlightenment also calls on you to use discernment and discrimination in all things. Enlightenment is a function of the third eye chakra, which holds 96 lessons in a spiral of chambers. I never knew that, you guys. I'm like blown away right now. Unicorns are fully enlightened beings, and pure light radiates from their third eye. They use this light to awaken you. Call on your unicorn to touch your third eye with its horn of light and illuminate it. We all go through the veil of amnesia when we incarnate. Your unicorn will help you dissolve any of the 7 veils of illusion that are still in place. Ask it to do so. In order to remove the veils of illusion, it says, ask your unicorn to stand in front of you and illuminate your third eye. It teaches you your third eye with its horn of light. It dissolves the red seventh veil so that you are seeing things from a higher perspective. It dissolves the yellow 6th veil so you believe and trust in the unicorn and spiritual realms. It dissolves the 5th pink veil so that you open your heart. It dissolves the blue-green 4th veil so that you truly understand the natural world. It dissolves the deep blue 3rd veil so that you live in oneness. It dissolves the violet 2nd veil so that you achieve enlightenment. It dissolves the crystal clear veil, 1st veil, so that you experience mastery. Affirmation: I act as an enlightened master. I learned a lot by reading that, because there's a lot in there I did not know. I did not know there was 7 veils of illusion when we were born that block us from our memory. I did not know that the unicorn spirit is actually what helps to light up your third eye. So I will need to think about those and probably use those myself. I did want to say real quick, that same friend that I was helping earlier today, I did tell her to get out of her own way and to sit back, distract her mind, and allow God to show her the path, to show her the way, because he might have a better plan than what hers was. And I think that pretty much sums up a good portion of that card. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. We're going to get a healing message because I love the healing messages from the birthday gift. And yeah, I do. I love that you finally walked away because it means that you've elevated to the next level. I mean, come on, guys. You can't make this up. Walk away from trying to solve the problem is what elevates you to the next level. Let the solutions come to you. Have you ever tried to figure something out, and when you finally walk away and you go take a shower, all of a sudden it pops in your head? That's this card, guys. Do it. Do it. Do it. I'm going to leave it there because I am starving and I'm doing this fast thing and I only have an hour left today that I can eat. So I'm going to go eat. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. I love it. Keep going. You are on the right path. You are in the perfect place at the perfect time for the perfect plan, for the perfect people that you are. Love and light.